Is Gran Turismo actually the real driving simulator? Well, to find out, we need to drive a car that is simulated in Gran Turismo, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. We are going to drive the Toyota Supra. You can see here, it's a very nice sports car. It's not really a race car, but it's a sports car that's also in Gran Turismo. So this thing should handle quite nicely in the real world, but how does it handle in Gran Turismo? What does Gran Turismo miss out on? Does it miss out on the G-force? Does it miss out on the sensation through the wheel? What about the gear shifts? What about the noise? How is GT going to be? You're going to find out in this video. So if you're curious, keep watching. Hit that like button right now. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into it. So this is going to be a really interesting video if you've ever wondered how realistic GT7 is. And you can see in the bottom left, that's me driving in a Supra. I want you to listen to the engine noise in GT7. Because we're about to get going in real life. It's not bad, you know, it's not, but you know, the sound from the engine, in my opinion, is not too bad, but there are some really big differences between the two, and in fact, I'm starting to see why Gran Turismo 7 is maybe not the real driving simulator. The first thing is weight transfer. Not only do you just not get the sensation of weight transfer in GT7 because you're not physically, you know, being moved around, pitched forward and backwards. Have a look here with left-hander. You can see the weight transfer and the way the car bites and then snaps back that weight and everything. You're just not going to get that in any sim. Even in the motion rigs I've tried, you don't get it. It's a little bit of a gimmick. So you don't get the weight transfer, but not only that, you don't really get the sensation in GT of it trying to simulate weight transfer in any way. And you find that particularly when you're braking in a straight line. Here you go. So you're braking in a straight line. In GT, you are literally braking in a straight line. In real life, look, even when you're braking in a straight line, the car is still trying to pitch around. All the weight goes onto the front bonnet or the hood for our American friends, and it's sort of squirreling over the front tyres. So you have a little bit of correction you need to do to keep things straight. In GT, you don't need to worry about that at all. Forza, oh my word, it's going to be controversial. Forza actually does a better job of simulating the weight transfer, in my opinion. You feel the weight moving over the four corners of the car. You feel it when you go into a braking zone that you kind of need to stay on top of things. Whereas GT7 just doesn't, it almost like doesn't want to simulate that. It just wants to keep it nice and simple. The other thing you don't get is the sensation of the tyres gripping and re-gripping. And I think the reason for this is that when tyres re-grip in real life, you get that sort of snap as the car rightens itself and you feel the, not really G-forces, but you feel the sensation of that. And in GT, you never really get that aggressive snap. It's quite smooth. Again, I would say I'm starting to appreciate more what Forza are trying to go for, because Forza is not as precise as GT. It's a bit more loose, it's a bit more shaky, it's a little bit more, you know, the tyres sort of slide against the tarmac. And actually that, to me, is more indicative of what happens in real life. See here, to have a little bit of a moment through this corner here. The car is sort of sliding. The car is always fighting against the tarmac. And yet, when you look in Gran Turismo, the car looks very, very, very smooth. At most, it's very serene. It's like a boat almost. And yeah, well, I found that very, very, very different. You can't switch off at any point in the car. Everything is happening so quickly. Obviously, the consequences of crashing are a lot more severe. So I was surprised that the sound was something that Gran Turismo did really, really, really well. But there's clearly so many things that GT just does not try and simulate, probably because it would be too complicated. It would probably be too difficult. I found driving the Supra in real life actually much more difficult than driving the Supra in GT. There were so many more things to deal with. Now, I did drive a Ferrari 488 GT3 car as well. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments, because driving a GT3 car is absolutely mad. Let me know in the comments as well if you've got any experience of driving cars in real life versus GT, but yeah, not quite the real driving simulator, I'm afraid. But I'll see you next time.